Hi everybody, this is Jen. I haven't seen you in a while due to all of the fires and little mishaps and things like that nature has happened. And with that said, I am going to wait a little bit for maybe people to kind of log on here because I haven't seen anybody log on. So usually you can see people log on.
Come on, guys.
But it stays rolling, like even though it's live, it just kind of goes onto the website, or I mean the page and stuff. Oh, there's one person. It's probably Maurice. So with all the fires, and now we have another one, and I don't know if you're in Redding or where you're watching and tuning in from, but here in Redding, the smoke is pretty thick, and it feels like, or it smells like, you're right in the middle of a campfire.
I literally just told somebody that. I texted my mom like, oh, it feels like we're in the center of
We're right in the center of the campfire, and unfortunately there's no s'mores. So, as most of you know, there's another fire happening up north of Lakehead. And I believe it's forcing evacuations. I haven't been able to keep up with it too much.
It's 25,000 acres as of this morning, and like 0% containment.
Yeah, and I think when it first started, it went from like 20 acres to 2,000 acres in less than 4 hours.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So it's dry out there. So I hope people that are smoking don't flick your cigarette butts out the window. Please. No shame in your game for smoking, but maybe just carry yourself a little can and put it in the can.
Yes. Because
it's dry outside. Anyhow, I'm here with Chelsea. She is with SBA.
Yes.
Of disaster relief.
Mm-hmm.
And if you know anybody that has a renter and homeowner, anybody that's been affected by the fire, you may have had insurance, but not enough insurance. You may have owned the home, but not enough homeowner's insurance. This is the lady. She's going to give you a lot of information to help you get back on your feet, to help you start moving forward with life again.
Right.
And so if you know anybody affected by the CARR Fire or any fire here in California, up north and whatnot, well, probably just this area, right?
Shasta County.
Yeah, sorry, just Shasta County for now. Tag them in this video so that they can get the information that they need to get back on their feet and or get started. So I'm gonna just give it over kind of to you and let you kind of lead the way.
Okay. Well, thank you everybody who's going to watch this, and I just want to say my heart goes out to everybody that's been affected, because I know, especially with this fire now, it's really, hard on people, and it's been a long 6 weeks, and hopefully they'll get this fire out, and people can start moving forward.
Haven't really had a summer.
Oh my God, I know, and now it's going to be winter.
Yeah.
So I'm Chelsea Irvine with the SBA Office of Disaster Assistance, and so as you know, the president declared Shasta County for federal assistance. So what that means is it opens up the opportunity for survivors to both register with FEMA and then SBA. And so how the process works is FEMA is here for immediate needs assistance. So they'll help you get with rental assistance if you're living in a hotel and things like that to get you safe immediately. Then the SBA is the primary source for long-term recovery. And so what the SBA is, we're another federal agency, and we do low-interest federally subsidized loans to homeowners, renters, businesses, and private nonprofits. And so a lot of people think SBA, I'm not a business, that doesn't affect me. But as it turns out, for the CARR Fire specifically, 90% of the applications that we've received are for homeowners and renters. And so for homeowners, we offer up to $200,000 to repair or replace a primary residence. And then for homeowners and renters, we offer up to $40,000 to replace all of the personal property lost, including disaster damaged vehicles.
Oh, wow.
The interest rate for homeowners and renters is usually 1.938%, and it's made like a mortgage over up to 30 years. And there's no fees or anything like that. These are our tax dollars at work. So because of that, they're the most affordable loans that you can get. We offer a 5-month. Oops. I hope it wasn't important. So we have a 5-month payment deferment, and what that means is you go through the process, you're approved, you sign your loan documents, and take a disbursement. You don't make a payment for 5 months, because we realize that, I mean, this process is long. People may be living in a hotel still or out of town and stuff, so we give you that time to kind of get settled before you even have to make a payment. And then, so it's for people both who have insurance and who don't. So if you have insurance and you think, cool, I'm covered, I've got this insurance, down the road, sometimes there's unforeseen expenses when it comes to rebuilding. You know, I know the cost of wood has gone up. And whoever checks their insurance policy to make sure they're fully insured, people think you are, but then you get down the road and realize that, you know, there's this gap. And so that's what the SBA is here for. We're to fill that gap. So I really recommend that everybody apply who's been affected. You can apply online at sba.gov/disaster. You can go to the Disaster Recovery Center, which is at the old Kmart at 2685 Hilltop. Talk to our staff. They can walk you through the process. Have it there just in case, even if you're insured, because you can go through the whole process, get approved, and then say, hey, you know, I'm going to put this on hold for now, and that unlocks the 6-month window. But you have to get in before a deadline, which is October 3rd. So it's just really important to get the process started and have it there just in case, because I know people are learning from the wine country fires last year that now that they're 9 months, 10 months into rebuilding, they realize there's that gap in their insurance. And that article said people are taking out $100,000 from their retirement and things like that. And they thought they were insured, and now that, you know, they're getting down to the wire, they're not. So had they applied for this SBA loan, it would be there at the 1.9%, and you wouldn't have to do that. And I just really can't stress enough that I don't want that to happen to anybody here.
So you can apply, but not use it.
Yes, there's no obligation to take it. You can go through the process, get approved for whatever, and then just say, hey, you know, I think my insurance is going to cover it. Then that opens a 6-month window where if you need it, it's there and waiting for you.
Okay.
So even if you don't think you're going to need it, have it there just in case.
Just in case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, so obviously we do have programs for businesses, so it's kind of twofold. So for businesses of all sizes and most private nonprofits, we offer up to $2 million or anywhere in there to repair or replace real property, machinery, equipment, anything you have here in your studio that was physically damaged. But we also have what's called an economic injury disaster loan. And what that is if your business wasn't physically damaged, but business is slow, you don't have as many people coming through the door. I've talked to daycare centers where, you know, people are displaced right now, so the kids aren't in daycare, so there's less kids and less money coming in. I've talked to car stereo installers. I've talked to just this wide realm of people. Even if you weren't physically damaged, we can lend up to $2 million, but anywhere in there, for working capital, to keep your lease paid, to keep your employees paid, to keep your lights on and things like that. I think a lot of people don't realize that you don't have to be physically damaged to apply for these economic injury disaster loans. And, you know, small businesses are the backbone of this area.
Yeah.
And the margins are already thin as it is. And so I can't stress enough that these loans are the cheapest money you're going to get. For businesses, it's 3.61%. And for private nonprofits, it's 2.5. And it's the same thing where it's up to 30 years. And the thing with the businesses is, you may not even really feel it right now. You may think, things are cool, but this is supposed to be the busy time for a lot of people that helps to get through the leaner times during the winter, because I know there's a lot of tourism-related businesses. Right. So if you apply for the loan now, you don't have to take it again, but perhaps you start feeling that real pinch in 2 months.
Right.
You can have it there and waiting for you at 3.61% to keep your business afloat, because it's a real struggle for businesses who go through disasters like this. And from businesses who are physically damaged, like 40% of them never reopen. And we just don't want that to happen in this case. I know there's tons of businesses that have been affected. not physically, but you know, just with people. I mean, what's the visibility today? Like half a mile? Like who's going to, you know, get a cup of coffee this morning? Nobody is. They're hiding at home.
Or they're not going to sit outside.
No, exactly. So I would say apply. You can apply online. And just have it there waiting just in case. And so for those economic injury disaster loans, it's also special that it's not just Shasta and Lake County. Those are the two main counties. It's every county that touches that.
Shasta?
Because we realize that, like, if you're in Siskiyou County, especially today, you can't even get there. So let me just have my handy dandy list. It's actually 14 counties total. It's Colusa, Glenn, Lassen, Mendocino, Modoc, Napa, Plumas, Siskiyou, Sonoma, Tehama, Trinity, and all the way down to Yolo, which is almost near to Sacramento, where I'm from. Any businesses that have been affected by this smoke, by this fire, are eligible to apply for these economic injury disaster loans. And again, you can apply online at sba.gov/disaster or go to our disaster recovery center at the old Kmart, and our staff can walk you through the whole process. There's not tons of documents you have to put together. Usually we'll ask you, you know, okay, do you have a profit and loss or a schedule of liabilities? But get that application and get the process started, and have it there just in case, because I already talked to a guy, you know, he usually puts everything on a credit card and pays the credit card off at the end of the month. Well, he didn't pay that credit card off at the end of last month, this past month. And then what's he going to do this next month? And I don't want people paying, you know, what's an interest rate on a credit card, like 10% or something?
Depends on how good your credit is.
Let's not even go there. But, you know, we just want to keep people from doing that. That's what these loans are for. That's what this money is for. It's our tax dollars at work to help survivors of disasters rebuild and recuperate and recover. So I can't stress enough. Go apply, get the process started. If you're a renter and your home that you were renting was lost in the fire, we can help with that. I know renters who don't have renter's insurance think there's nothing out there for me, and now you lost all your things, you lost your car. Well, we can help you. Up to $40,000, we can replace all the things that you lost. And once you get into a new place permanently, you can replace everything, and it's at 1.9%.
Okay.
So get the application in. Even if you're not sure, you don't have to know how much money you want to borrow. We have a loss verification team that comes and talks to you, goes to your house and sees. I mean, if you sees your entire home burned down, we don't require you to like have receipts for everything you lost. That's bananas.
Yeah.
But we can help with that. I just, you know, anybody who's affected, homeowners, renters, businesses of all sizes, private nonprofits. We go up to $2 million for those businesses and nonprofits, but it can be a loan for $10,000 to get you through the next couple of months. Anywhere in there. We don't want people to be intimidated thinking they have to be like some big, huge business. This is for small businesses. Anybody, you know, any of these restaurants out here. I talked to somebody yesterday who has like a blinds, sells blinds, and like nobody's buying any blinds right now because everybody's afraid their home is going to burn down still.
Oh, yeah.
So apply SBA.gov/disaster. You can get the whole thing done online, and then we'll contact you. Super easy. What do you think? Like, what?
I have questions.
Ask me all the questions.
Okay, so all the counties that you name, is that just for businesses or renters too?
It's for economic injury. So it's only for the businesses that they don't need to be physically damaged, but they're lost revenue now. I was talking to a hotel that's in French Gulch, and it's like, nobody's going to French Gulch because everywhere around it burned down, and now I don't even know if you can get there. Yeah. It's like, if people aren't staying at your hotel, we can help you pay those bills until we get to next summer when hopefully the economy will come back tenfold. But we want to keep people open. We don't want anybody closing their doors because of this fire.
So for the renters and the homeowners, does it apply to all those counties or just Shasta County?
Just Shasta and Lake.
Okay, so the renters, homeowners, Shasta and Lake, and then the economic is all of the counties surrounding
14.
basically. Okay.
Yeah, there's 14 counties.
Cool. And then does this loan help a renter get into a new place, or is that FEMA?
Okay, so if you're a renter, I would definitely suggest applying with FEMA first. Actually, all homeowners, renters, and businesses should apply with FEMA. The website for FEMA is disasterassistance.gov, and you can register online with them. And so they can help you with that rental assistance, getting you in a new place. They do a few other things that are really helpful right now in the immediate. And then once you register with FEMA, come over to the SBA. We can talk to you about what you lost and get your things replaced once you're in another house, and your car. So I know obviously like whole neighborhoods burned down, including cars. Yeah. So we can lend you, for a light car at 1.938%.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I mean, aren't you proud of our government for doing something so great to really help us? And another thing that I've heard a lot is people who their homes didn't completely burn down, they had some damage, and they say, oh, my damage wasn't that bad, so I'm not going to register with FEMA. I'm not going to go to the SBA. This money is here for everybody. It's here for everybody to recover. Your ability to get a grant or a loan does not affect your ability to get a grant or a loan. Just register, just apply. And also with FEMA, they are the keeper of the records, if you will. So if they don't know how many people were affected, they can't accurately plan for next year because they need to know how much money was spent, how many people were affected, how many people were evacuated, how to plan for staffing, like me and my FEMA colleagues. It's really important to register. You don't have to take a grant, but the money is there. And, there's not a finite pot of money. There's plenty of money to go around. I mean, we're still approving loans for Hurricane Harvey, which was just over a year ago.
Yeah.
We've done $3.4 billion for Harvey. Like, that's how much money is there. And then even here already in Shasta County, we've approved $13 million for homeowners and renters and businesses and nonprofits. And probably 95% of that is to homeowners and renters.
Wow. How long is the loan for?
Up to 30 years.
30 years.
Yeah, it's like a mortgage, and let's say you do get $200,000. It's like a construction loan where it's made in disbursements. So you don't
it's like percent complete.
Yeah.
Like, okay, your foundation's done, here to check.
Yeah.
Okay, your framing is done, here to check.
Like here's an invoice, I need this much, and it's direct deposited into your bank account so you can keep up with your construction costs.
Gotcha.
It's not like, here's $200,000, like, let's
go wild.
Let's go to some really tropical, amazing island or something. It's made in disbursements like that. Another thing, I know that there's a lot of people who completely lost their homes and then they already have a mortgage and they're insured, but what do you do if you have this mortgage? I don't want to take out another mortgage. Well, if you completely lost your home and you do have insurance, but there's still that shortfall and we approve you for, say, $200,000, oftentimes we can actually, whatever is your eligibility with us, if your mortgage is $200,000, we can refinance and combine the two at 1.938%.
So you'll take the remaining balance and put it into yours, but it won't count as $200,000.
Is
there a cap on the loan?
The cap is $200,000.
Okay.
So, but if you have that mortgage and we refinance, then it's $400,000.
So so the extra coming in doesn't count.
Mm-mm.
Okay, gotcha.
No. So
that's good.
You can take your $200,000 insurance if you still have a $200,000 shortfall, and that's what we approve. Then you have your $200,000 mortgage that you already have. So now that's combined to be $400,000 at 1.938%.
Over the course of 30 years.
30 years.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Wow. So that's an option. Also, you can use these loans to relocate. I know a lot of people are unsure if they want to.
I'm not living here no more.
Right. And I mean, it's gonna.
Well, everything's burned down, so we're good.
The trees are gonna come back. It's going to be beautiful again. But I know a lot of people are just like, especially with another fire burning right now. People are like, "Get me out of here!"
So crazy.
It is. It's
so crazy.
And my heart aches for everybody out here because it's such a wonderful community. It's so resilient. The people have been amazing. I've been here for over a month now, and it's just like I love Reading. It's got a little piece of my heart, but it's just it's such a struggle right now, and it's like a fire on top of a fire on top of another fire.
Yeah. Let's see. We had the CARR, and then another one broke out. HERS fire. Is that
Delta?
even under control?
No, it's like 35% contained or something.
So
then this one's growing into that
one. Into the one, huh? Yeah. And we haven't even reached, what is it, thunder? No, lightning.
Oh, I know.
Sometimes we skip it, but...
Let's hope.
Let's just hope for rain.
Yeah.
I was like, ooh, is it overcast? It's going to rain. No, that's smoke.
No, it's
my
smoke.
bad.
Oh, it's such a fake out. Like this morning, I could smell it in my hotel room, and then you go outside, and it's just like, oh.
I literally have coughed every time I've gone outside, and usually, during the CARR Fire, it wasn't even this bad. So, yeah.
That's crazy.
So, moral of the conversation today is don't be scared to apply. You don't have to take the loan. But if you get under construction or rebuilding or repurchasing and all those things, and you realize we're $25,000 short, well, you can do a 6% or 8% loan, or you could do 1.93. I like money. I don't like giving my money away, so I kind of would go with the 1.9.
Right.
But that's all a matter of preference.
Right.
So there's that, and plus it also helps with statistics and numbers and things
register
like that.
with FEMA,
So
for sure.
if you could just register, if you're sitting around on the weekend or whatnot, just register with FEMA, and that way they have the statistics for records and whatnot.
Yeah. I want to mention too that I just read this article because it's been a year since the fires in wine country. Did we already talk about this?
No.
Okay. So it's been almost a year since the Santa Rosa fires, and there was just an article last week, and it's all these people, and the reality of rebuilding 9 months, 10 months later is that they find out now that they're underinsured. So they were taking $100,000-$200,000 from their retirement and all their savings, and they're just like, had I known this a year ago, would I even rebuild? Because it's so much more expensive now. Somebody just told me yesterday that the cost of wood has gone up like 40% in the last year. That's what we want to prevent. That's what these loans are here for, so that when you get down that road of recovery, you're not caught unaware. You're not draining your savings. You're not, taking everything from your retirement because you have this $100,000, $200,000 shortfall. Apply for this loan. You don't have to take it, but have it there just in case. It just hurts my heart to know that these people are struggling so much after they already lost everything, and now that they're trying to rebuild and finding that they have this gap, and that's where the SBA comes in. We're here to fill that gap and make sure that everybody can get fully recovered.
Yeah, that's a nice piece of comfort, I guess, too, to know that it's there for you to be able to use at a nice discounted rate, so that you're not totally stressed out.
Right.
And the economic portion of it is nice also.
Right. I would also mention that I know this is just really hard on people mentally, and
most definitely.
If you register with FEMA, they can connect you with some mental health services, and I know there's a lot of nonprofits that are working together to address that. Mm-hmm. And I would just tell people to there's people out there that are ready to talk to you, and we know it's really hard, and having to keep your kids inside all day and things like that. There is help. So register with FEMA. They can connect you with the people that you need to talk to. You have great local nonprofits here that are ready to work with you to make sure that people just don't lose it after a fire on top of a fire on top of a fire.
Oh, that would be good too. I mean, I know a lot of people have a little bit of anxiety. Whether or not they leave their kids at home because they're teenagers. They don't want to do that now.
Right.
I've had clients bring their kids here that are fully capable of staying home by themselves, but a little bit of anxiety or PTSD, whatever you want to call it, so that would be good also. Yep. To kind of reach out for that. Mm-hmm. But if you have any questions, again, the location for the SBA, and is FEMA out there too?
Yep.
And FEMA is the old Kmart, so it's out there off Hilltop. What's the address?
It's 2685 Hilltop.
2685 Hilltop, or if you don't know addresses, like I was just talking to someone, it's next to Ross.
I love the landmarks around here. It's like next to the TJ Maxx, and you're like, oh,
we're still coming up from our old school ways. Just go down the street, and then that tree with the red on it, turn right.
Love the small town. And if you have questions for FEMA, their number is 800-621-FEMA. Our phone number for the SBA, if you have any questions, is 800-659-2955. We have customer service all the time that can talk to you. The Disaster Recovery Center, where FEMA and SBA and some other partners are, it's open 9 to 6 Monday through Saturday. They've just started closing on Sundays. But get in there. Our deadline and FEMA's deadline is October 3rd. So you have less than a month. I don't want to scare anybody, but there is a deadline, and we just want everybody to get in, get registered, apply for the loan before that October 3rd deadline. But for the economic injury loans that we talked about for businesses who weren't directly affected but have suffered economically, that deadline is May.
Oh, nice.
It's May 6th, because we realize, some businesses might not necessarily know the effects yet.
Or feel it yet, or whatever.
Yeah, so that deadline is 9 months, whereas the physical damage deadline is 2.
Well, yeah, because a lot of businesses are like summer businesses,
Right.
you know, and like I can't imagine like Shasta and the Bridge Bay, how they rent all of the, I don't know if it was still busy, but every like Labor Day or Memorial Weekend, you get kids from colleges all up north, all the way down south, and all those houseboats are all rented out usually.
Right.
So even Labor Day, getting the last one in or whatever before summer ends. So I don't know how that might have affected them, but I see where you could be like, I don't know if it's going to be good. I don't know if it's going to be bad type of thing.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And a lot of those businesses, like, this busy time is supposed to keep them afloat during the leaner
the
winter.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why that deadline is a little bit later. But I'd also just, reiterate that apply now so that when that happens, it's there and waiting for you.
Yeah.
And you don't have to get the process started then. Have it there. You don't have to take it. You can let it sit there. You don't have to pay a fee or something, down the road if you don't end up using it. Just have it there so you're not getting into credit card debt or going out of business or, anything like that. Just apply at sba.gov/disaster. Go to the Disaster Recovery Center. Call us if you have questions. Just get started because we really want to help people get on that road to recovery because it's going to be a long haul. But the sooner you get started and you have these like ducks in a row, the smoother the process is going to be.
Yeah. Plus, you don't know what kind of taxes are going to be thrown on the building supplies.
Right.
Like steel, that went up. There's a new tax on that because of the whole
You're right.
administration and stuff. So
Right.
you don't know what's going to happen from now until your house is finished. So might as well have a nice little safety net.
Right, and I mean, even finding a contractor,
Yeah.
they're all busy.
They're all
in Santa
busy.
Rosa, so like,
Everybody's busy.
yeah, and there's a lot of things that you don't think about when it comes to rebuilding. Like even now, everybody's doing debris removal.
Yeah.
You don't realize that that's going to cost $50,000 just for that.
A
Thankfully,
lot,
the city and the state and the county are paying for that
Yeah.
if you opt in. But you don't think about those kind of things, or you have to pay for paint and things like that. That I just would hope that people know that this program is here. It's the cheapest money around. Just apply.
Yeah. I just want to say thanks, everybody, for tuning in. I'm going to post as much information as she gives me to our Women of Vision page so that you can share it or copy and paste it, send it to somebody that's affected that you think might need a little help, or even share the video with somebody that might need help, or a family or anybody. But perhaps you all can help spread the word with everything so that we can get it out to everybody so they have assistance, so they're not struggling, and they know that there's hope.
There is. Thank you for everybody that has watched, and thank you for the time.
Yeah, no,
I really
thank you for
appreciate it.
joining us
Of
today.
course.
Have a great day. Happy Friday.